Hello and welcome back to the Open Resourcery. It's Devi, and today we are going to be talking about a subject that I know a lot of self-help type of people talk about. And I find it incredibly important in your craft in the first place, because anytime that we are doing spell work, anytime we are attempting to better ourselves, there is a sense that we need to tap into, and that is our why. And I know you've probably heard it a million times. What is your why? Or, if you have a sales job, find the why of your client and, start, attributing their why to the product that you're selling or pushing or whatever it is. But in terms of spell work, in terms of the spiritual, the metaphysical, things that are going on in and out of this realm of existence, your motivation is incredibly important. Just like the surface level reasons that we do at the beginning of the year. Oh, I'm going to eat better at the beginning of the year. New Year's resolutions. Rings very hollow. Gym memberships skyrocket, and then within 4 weeks, it's a ghost town. Because the whys weren't strong enough. The reasons weren't actually there. There wasn't a strong enough motivating factor. And so for magicians, for practitioners of any kind of magic or even meditation overall, finding a why, finding a reason to sit and do what we do is very important. Each spell has its own why. Each magic working has its own why. Otherwise, it's going to ring hollow, and spirit or gods and goddesses or whatever it is that you are calling upon, they're not going to take you seriously. If your motivating factor is not there, good luck. Good fucking luck. And I don't mean it in an insulting way, because unfortunately, or fortunately, because of the broad popularity of spirituality, all of a sudden, this resurgence where we almost have a renaissance of belief and faith happening, there are a lot of people that are getting into it. There are a lot of people that are truly changing their lives, and they're being introduced to this for the first time, which is great, because a spiritual life is a very rich one. Not necessarily riches as in material goods, but you're seeing the layers upon layers upon layers of life outside of yourself. But if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, it's going to eat you alive. So, as I was thinking on this, because I think everybody in their life struggles with their motivations, struggles with their own internal reasons for doing or being or behaving in some way. And the why is important. And it doesn't have to be this grandiose thing, this huge opera of a why of, I want to strive for world peace. Because I promise you, that sentiment will ring hollow. It will absolutely ring hollow. And from here, I want you to find the things that are actually important to you. Like, are you doing, like, one of my lighthouse spells? A lighthouse working. And you're in it just because you don't want to be alone. Do you think the spell is going to bring you the ideal partner? Or is it going to bring you a body? Because your motivation wasn't, I'm not playing games. I don't want to mess around. I want somebody that is right for me. When I came up with my own wording and things of that nature, that was my motivation. I want somebody that is right for me. I don't want to play these games. I don't like opening myself up to X amount of people because that's not the way that I am. I don't like games. I just want my person and I want to be done with it. So it wasn't searching for a one, it was searching for the one. And now, unfortunately for me, that wasn't my forever, but in the sense that lasted 13 years. And that in itself is amazing. And the only reason that fell apart was because of other extraneous factors within the marriage itself. Growth. Things of that nature. But if your motivations are not true, if you are just stating things, you are being too performative, Spirit knows this, and they are going to ignore you. They are going to absolutely look at that petition, look at that want, that prayer, that spell, and blow it off because your conviction is not there. And I'm going to use another example of a why. Why do we exercise? I'm sure there's a million reasons. Somebody could state, because I want to get stronger, or I want to look good in a bikini in the summer, or, somebody could have one of those really big ones of, I want to be healthy for my kids. I want to be healthy for my partner. I want to do things right by the people that are around me. But I will state, sometimes when we attach those more grandiose notions of doing it for the greater good or doing it for somebody else, sometimes that's not enough for you. And so we have to kind of look at the small things. Sometimes the why isn't necessarily this huge idea. Sometimes it's very small as I exercise because I want to feel good. I want my body to stop hurting. I want to live my life and enjoy it. And it can seem like a selfish motivation. But if you're doing it yourself and you're putting in that effort for yourself, then you should be your why. If you were learning to become a doctor for somebody else, you were going to med school and becoming, a renowned surgeon so that you can perform a surgery for somebody, that's one thing. But if it's as small as the motivating factor behind you getting healthy, behind you doing spell work, behind your meditative practices, your self-care kind of practices where you're journaling, you're getting in touch with yourself again, you are exploring yourself, it has to be a level of selfish. Because if you're doing it for somebody else, it is going to end up being performative. If you are just taking on a witchy aesthetic because it's pretty, do you think that's really a good motivating factor? Or I'm doing this hexing because I want to be scary, I want to be viewed as scary, I want to be threatening, I want this, that, and the other. Do you think that's a really good motivating factor? I don't think so. Now, I'm sure there's somebody that could motivate. That could be their reason for doing things. But in all honesty, if we are true with ourselves as we should be, because knowing thyself is of such great importance. Let your actual motivations come to light. I do spell work. I do meditation because I want to feel better. I want to feel connected to the world around me. I want to maintain perspective. I want for. I want. I desire. I want. I do. And it's a change that has to happen. If you're anything like me, we always think of ourselves in terms of who we are around and what we do for others. But we seldom take that selfish process. And I say selfish in almost a sarcastic way because it's not selfish. It is something that must happen. You must think of yourself and make yourself a priority. And if you don't, nobody else will either. And you are worthy of being prioritized. And so you have to show yourself that you are worthy of being prioritized. So just think on it. Journal it. Figure it out. Are you looking into the spiritual because you are looking for a supernatural experience? Are you delving into witchcraft because you want another weapon underneath your belt? Or are you searching for something? Are you searching for yourself? Are you searching for purpose? Are you trying to connect with you, with the core of yourself? What are your motivations? Because examining our motivations is going to be enlightening, and it can actually help us to get to the deeper root of where we need to be. So find your why today. And you may have different whys for different activities. You eat healthy because it helps keep your stomach feeling good. You exercise because you like lifting heavy. You like the strength. You meditate because you like the clear mind that it gives you when you keep it as a regular practice. And it can be just that, because that's a day-to-day. You like the way it makes you feel. You like the clarity that it brings you. It doesn't have to be this grandiose, huge thing, because most grandiose, huge things ring hollow. But this is Devi with the Open Sorcery, and I leave you with this. I hope your why is fulfilling and honest. And I hope that you are able to find that your why is enough. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.